was a mixture of drama and legal fireworks at the Federal High Court in Abuja, while the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, was expected to appear before Justice Binta Nyako today. Arise News Studio Lanipeku reports that the full trial of the IPOB leader could not continue because of the failure of the Department of State Service to produce him in court.
Dramatic scenes at the resumed trial of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the separatist movement IPOB. Many of his supporters had besieged the Federal High Court premises in Abuja in their numbers to witness Kanu's trial, but were unable to see him amidst harassment by security officers.
Police just come from nowhere that we are distracting their attention, we are making noise, that we should leave the environment, or else he will do us one or two things. We thought he was joking, and he now left and still came back when they were intervening us. The next thing, he removed a pistol that he wanted to shut one of us down.
We will be doing it. For the fact our leader is here, we'll be doing it. Even though they are threatening to kill us, that means we are all of us are ready to die.
Many journalists eager to report the trial were also excluded, with only a few lawyers allowed to gain access into the courtroom. This led to a protest by some legal practitioners.
I was sent from Aba to come and represent Aba Iwo lawyers' interest in this matter. And now I came to say today I have to come very early this morning. Very serious scrutiny at the gates before we had access to come to inside this court. Now we are inside this court. Now allow us access to the court hall is a problem. Why? We are lawyers.
With the court now ready for the day's proceedings, Kanu's arraignment could not fully begin because the Department of State Service failed to physically produce him in court. The prosecution cited logistics failure and the annual vacation by court judges, which begins today, as excuses. The prosecutor then requested an adjournment. After hearing from both parties, Justice Binta Nyako then gave 3 orders, which is that the trial cannot continue unless Nnamdi Kanu is provided physically in court, that she cannot act as a vacation judge unless the prosecution seeks permission from the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court mandating her to do so, and that Nnamdi Kanu must be allowed to have access to his lawyers twice a week.
The Nnamdi Kanu we are talking about today, it's person that was abducted in Kenya on July 19th, on June 19, 2021, then tortured, subjected to all forms of inhuman treatment and degradation, inflicted with grievous bodily harms, which is still in his body today. So after spending 8 days, after subjecting him to all sorts of torture, then he was handed over to the Nigerian security agents 8 days after. So on the 29th, they brought him to court. So what I'm saying is that we are talking about gross violation of Geneva Convention Protocol, which agreement Nigeria entered into in 2001. This is very fundamental.
Indeed, I can only say I'm disappointed. I thought I was going to see Nnamdi Kanu and certify that he's alive and breathing. But as it is now, we wait.
Are you worried that you can't see Nnamdi Kanu?
Why not? It's my son. And whatever situation, he is my son. And I don't know what they did to him in Kenya and what I do to him now here in Nigeria.
Now it has been adjourned to October 21, and we are still saying we have never seen Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Is he dead or alive? We want to know, where are his people? Let me tell you something. You may think a man is stupid, but if anything happens to him, those who own him will simply come out to say what happened to our son.
It was a tough say for the court officials and security men as supporters of the IPOB leader later besieged the court gate after the departure of the DSS and other security agencies, singing praises of their detained leader. Suji Olanipekun, Arise News.
Well, for more on this, we're joined by Sonny ANYANWU, a member of Nnamdi Kanu's legal team. Thank you so much for joining us. A couple of questions. Yes, of course, you were in the court today, I believe. Now, have you been able to find out exactly why the DSS did not produce Nnamdi Kanu in court. We do know that the the DSS actually said there were logistical problems. Exactly what does this mean? What's your understanding of that, if you can help us?
Well, thank you very much. I think the DSS have no justification for not bringing Nnamdi Kanu to court. They don't want to bring him. And when you talk about logistics from where? Between Federal High Court and where the DSS office is trackable. The vehicles, the cars, they park there, a lot of cars. One of them is enough to bring Nnamdi Kanu, but they refuse to bring him. So they have no reason for not bringing Nnamdi Kanu. They don't want to bring him. My fear is that I don't know whether Nnamdi Kanu is still alive. Because if he's alive, what's stopping him from bringing Nnamdi Kanu to face his trial?
All right, well, that's on the realm of speculation. You don't know. Nobody knows. We assume that he's still alive because that's on the realm of speculation, and we're not supposed to be dealing with speculation anyway. So that's by the way. OCJ Okocha, he says the judge also rejected the defense team request to have him referred to the correctional center. His charges border on terrorism, treasonable felony, and illegal possession of arms. Now, OCJ says that these, when you talk about cases like this, that the Constitution does not support, things like secession, which is, of course, one of the things he is crying about. What do you make of what he said? He is a son, and he was a former chairman of the NBA.
Yes, whatever that is his own opinion. Whatever allegation against Nnamdi Kanu is under, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria presumed to be innocent until he's found guilty. Section 36 sub 5 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. But however, the application made by our lawyer, the lead counsel, to carry Nnamdi Kanu to correction center, they rejected it.
Yeah, they did.
So I don't know. It's on for the judge to know why he rejected it. But that is the correct thing. Nnamdi Kanu would have been taken back to the correctional center where others are kept. I don't know why they decided to keep Nnamdi Kanu in DSS.
Maybe because of the weight of his offense.
When you say where others are kept, I mean, who are the others? And I'd also like you to help us. Okay, that's clear. Justice Binta Nyako did acknowledge that she could not proceed with the case without fiat. And this case, was supposed to continue on a day that the court, started their vacation. How much of a setback is this to the Nnamdi Kanu trial? And could the case have gone on in spite of Kanu's absence and this fiat that was not gotten?
Yeah, the case cannot go on when Nnamdi Kanu is not there. This is a criminal matter. Okay. So it cannot it cannot be tried without the presence of Nnamdi Kanu. So the judge was 100% right. Now, the second question is
how much of a setback it is.
Yes, it is, because Nnamdi Kanu trial is more or less a political trial. I do not expect the issue of vacation to stall his trial. The international community were there, international press, many people were all there, the security were all there. So his trial is just more or less a political trial.
Well, let me ask you this. Kanu's trial has been adjourned to October 21, I guess.
Yes.
According to reports, the judge said his trial, like she said, can't go on because, of course, he was absent. What next for his team, you, and the rest? What next? Well,
we have no option than to wait till that 21st of October 2021. You understand me? And there's no other thing, no other trial, no trial can go on until that day. Now, on the issue of the fact that Justice Binta Nyako ought to be in a vacation, I agree with him, because the courts are on vacation. I think FCT High Court started their vacation on 23rd of, so I don't know that of Federal Court. I'm sure it's almost the same date. But however, they finally need to go back to CJ of the Federal High Court. If they now give him the permission to continue, they will not continue. But most importantly, we should know that Nnamdi Kanu trial is more or less political.
Okay, well, that's a point.
It is not just a domestic trial.
Yes, okay, very quickly now. Prosecution actually did say that in court that it has about 3 witnesses who, and reports say they are likely to be Eastern Security Network members. That's a militant arm of the proscribed IPOB. What do you know about that? And what do you make of this circumscribed access, to court? I mean, media was not allowed. Many lawyers that came from far and near were not allowed in. Yes,
of course. That was what actually happened. Even myself, it wasn't easy for me to enter the court.
But eventually, people.
Eventually, after a lot of struggle, even when I was robed, I was asked to identify myself. I said, "You can see me. I'm a lawyer, and I'm robed. So what else? How do I identify myself again?" And at the point, it is one of the officers, I think the senior officer, when I say, allow him to enter, he's a lawyer. So many people were beaten. If you need to see what happened in Federal High Court, people were beaten, pushed into the van. Even as I talk to you right now, many people are still being detained in FCT command. Do you have confidence that Nnamdi Kanu will get justice with all of this going on? In 30 seconds, if you can. Yes, I do not have confidence that Nnamdi will have justice, because a country that broke its own law, Kenyan law and UK law, it is not possible for Nnamdi Kanu to get justice. However, let us see what will come out of it. But I know that Nnamdi Kanu will not get justice.
All right, we'll see what happens, because you're a lawyer and you're saying that. That's funny, really. All right, Sonny ANYANWU, a member of Kanu's legal team, thank you for being on the program.